So you understand what I mean by that, okay? When they say cursed. Now, two words I found that are very close to each other. What they at? Let me find it. Give me one. Excuse me, my bad. Give me one. All right. So just to show you real quick before I go on to the next thing, that ark, the ark as in Noah's ark, spell Aleph Resh Nun. All right. So you understand that's Aleph Resh is the same two letters as the word curse. The last letter is changed because Nun represents the lower self, or going down into the lower self, the lower energy. It also can represent the low energy coming up from, um, the rising, the sexual energy, the nun energies. It corresponds astrologically to Scorpio. Okay, so that should give you an idea. And once I start going into the astrological signs and how they correspond to the letters, that'll give you a lot more clarity on the letter itself. So anyway, these two words right here, right? One is they are they're a few letters apart. One letter difference. I couldn't remember. I remember I made this point, but I haven't reviewed it. But anyway, um, okay, so this word here is Asher, right? And this word is Asham. Now this word stood out to me because it's Shawan, Asham, Asham, basically, and it sounds like a shame, right? And it means guilt. I was like, oh, that's crazy. I didn't look up the etymology for shame, so I don't know if it goes directly back to this. I doubt it do, but it's funny that it connects like that. You see, it's transliterated as sin in some instances. So, um, you see it spelled Aleph Shin Mem, right? Now, this word right here is Asher. Now, this word means happiness. All right, and this word is also transliterated as like what and which and where. And what I'm telling you is these words were not placeholders. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't need to write which and where and what. I don't believe those transliterations are correct in any way, especially for an entire word, especially for a word that mean like it means what this time, but then later it means happiness. Like, what's the connection between what and happiness? You understand what I'm saying? Like the original definition is straight, and it's translated as blessed. So you can make those connections to happiness. But where in within, because see they do these types of things to hide the science behind what's really being said. You see, to make it more readable in our language. You know what I mean? So this word means happiness. This word means guilt. It's like kind of like bitter opposites, if you will. And one ends with mem and one ends with resh. Now, if just analyzing those two letters, you will understand that the mem corresponds to the mem rules water. I made that point in the last video, and water corresponds to the emotions, and the emotions correspond to the lower self. You know what I'm saying? So the lower self brings about guilt and fault and sin, because even sin is related directly to the moon. I've made that point in other videos. Okay, so this word means happiness because resh, as I said, relates more so to the mind. So this word right here, esh, uh, aleph and shin, as I already showed you, means fire, right? I already showed y'all that. You know what I'm saying? Keep up, right? So when you add mem to the fire, when you put fire into the emotions, right, you can bring about fault. You see? You see, you can bring about shame, guilt, okay? But when you bring the fire into the mind, you bring happiness. You dig? Our ancestors were not playing with these writings. This is not play. Okay, so you understand what I mean? I hope you got that. All right. The different letters, each letter has its own definition, and it modifies a word in a way that brings about an a concept. It's not just the word what. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't do that. You know, that's just that didn't once again, this is my beliefs, man. Who am I to tell Strong's Concordance what they know and what they don't know? I'm just telling you what I believe based on my studies. So, you know, y'all do what y'all want to with it. And if y'all like it, come back and we're gonna do Beth next. Probably be a few days. Take it easy.